ready? Y'all get ready?
Yes, you get ready.
Shout out to all my tea sippers out there. We are gathered here today to sip some tea, honey. So make sure you guys have your teacups ready because you already know this tea is what? Piping hot. Hey, you guys, I hope you guys are doing good today. So I want to come on here and talk about the whole Jay-Z's alleged daughter situation, honey. So what's going down is this. Basically, everybody and their mama been hitting me up, wanting to know what I think about this. Do I believe this young lady? Do I feel like she's clout chasing? You know what I'm saying? How do I feel about everything, okay? So if you guys don't know, about 6 days ago, a woman named Letitia Mercer, she came out and basically said that she is Jay-Z's biological daughter and that basically he's been denying her. Her mother and Jay-Z were dating way back in the day, back in Maryland when Jay-Z used to sell drugs and he wasn't that dude, okay? And then she went on to say that she took an ancestry DNA test and her ancestry linked back to Jay-Z's ancestors. So she believes wholeheartedly that she is Jay-Z's daughter. She's now dropped a trailer. She's also been posting pictures of her and Blue Ivy around the same age and, you know, other proof that she has. I want you guys to go ahead and check out this trailer really quick and I'm going to come back with the rest of my commentary. Damn, this tea's piping hot. Alright, so you guys just saw that trailer. So this entire situation to me is very, very interesting, okay? So let me say this. Being that, you know what I'm saying, I'm old school. And I've been here for a while. I'm not a newbie. I've been on these internet streets sipping tea low-key for years. Now, I would normally say that this girl is clout chasing. But this is how I feel. I feel like she very much looks like Jay-Z. They share similar, you know, noses and, you know, eyes. She definitely looks like her daddy's daughter, okay? If Jay-Z is her daddy, you are definitely your daddy's daughter. But with that being said, like I always tell you guys, okay, we can take this all the way back with Jared from Subway. Where there's smoke, there's fire. This is not the first time that somebody has come out and stated that this is Jay-Z's child or that Jay-Z has other children. Let me go ahead and rewind this back, okay? About 2 to 3 years ago, a young boy came out named Raymir Shuttlesworth. He came out, he said the same thing. He said Jay-Z was his father. Jay-Z had messed with his mother back in Brooklyn or something like that. And the internet clowned him. He was trying to start his rap career, but he really did resemble Jay-Z. He was also demanding that Jay-Z take a DNA test, to which Jay-Z refused. And my thing is, if that's not your child, then just give him the DNA test and tell him to go on about his business. But Jay-Z refused to give him a DNA test. The young man does look like Jay-Z. And per the internet, we gave him a new name, which was Lazy, okay? Jay-Z's son, Lazy. That's what the internet called him. They basically shoot him away and didn't want to hear anything else from this young man, okay? So that was child number 2 that came out, stating that Jay-Z was the father. But a lot of y'all newbies, you know what I'm saying, who are new to this commentary game, forget that even before Raymir Shuttlesworth came out, back in 2010, it ended up hitting the mainstream media. A young woman, she was from Trinidad. Her name is Chanel Scott. And basically, her child's grandfather went to the media with this story stating that his son thought that Chanel Scott's son was his. And as the child got older, the child didn't look anything like his son. Okay, this is the grandfather talking. His name was Jared Andrews. He was saying, well, his grandson didn't really look like his son. So they decided to take a DNA test. And lo and behold, that DNA test came back and it was not his son's son. And they all knew that at some point in time, Chanel had been messing with Jay-Z. She was one of Jay-Z's little side chicks. So the grandfather felt very strongly that that child was Jay-Z's. And the child looks just like Jay-Z, looks very similar to Blue Ivy. A lot of the pictures have been scrubbed off the internet, but I was able to find a picture of the child. So then what was so interesting is this. In between the time that the Chanel Scott story was being spun out there by the media, another woman decided to come forward, okay? This was also around the time that Beyonce announced her pregnancy at the MTV Awards. Remember, she had on that outfit, she, you know, rubbed her belly, and we all knew that she was with child. The internet was going crazy. So a lot of people felt like that was a calculated move on Beyonce and Jay-Z's part to come out and announce the pregnancy when this whole brouhaha was brewing concerning Chanel Scott, okay? So now on top of the Chanel Scott situation, a woman named Kathy White, and I've talked about her in previous videos, shouted her name out there and told y'all to go do your own damn research. But she came out and was basically, she reached out to the blogs, one of my friends. She sent my friend a letter, basically ready to spill the beans on everything concerning her affair with Jay-Z. Told everything. He posted the letter. He had pictures, videos, and everything else. And she was saying that she was going to write like a tell-all book. This was after Beyonce made her announcement. Then what happened is that a week later, Kathy White, who was a publicist, she was from Howard University. A lot of people knew her. She was best friends with Claudia Jordan. How you doing? Because they would be at parties together trying to play it off like they didn't know each other. But you'd always see Jay-Z and Kathy White. And Claudia Jordan was allegedly, okay, the wing woman who was facilitating some of this. Okay, that's what the streets are saying. It's any damn ways. Kathy ends up dead a week later. And so that just sends shockwaves because it's like, damn, the same lady that came out and said she was going to blast Jay-Z about being Jay-Z's mistress, she comes up dead. So initially they claimed that it was an aneurysm, but then a few weeks later it came out that the cause of death was undetermined. So there's always been like this clouded suspicion around Jay-Z and the whole Kathy White situation. Like, did Jay-Z send his goons to go get her and stuff like this, right? So now what I also find interesting is that after Chanel's son's grandfather, Jared Adams, who I just spoke about, was spilling the tea on how his grandson could possibly be Jay-Z's, the media went back to get some more information from him. They want to know, did you guys do a DNA test with Jay-Z? Has Jay-Z said anything? They basically went to go do a follow-up, and this time the guy was scared. This is the same man who spilled the tea. But when they went for the follow-up, a few months later, he was like, he didn't know nothing. The child's probably not Jay-Z's. He misspoke. He was misquoted. So that raised some alarm bells too. Like, damn, Jay-Z must have got to that family and scared them because now grandpa is over here backtracking and pussy popping and every damn thing else, okay? But what's even crazier with this situation is this. So I talked to my friend that ran the blog, because I needed some extra tea. I said, I've noticed that a lot of this stuff concerning Kathy White and Chanel has been scrubbed off the internet. You can barely find any. I mean, this was a huge story. The Chanel story went mainstream. You can barely find any articles. You can't find the original articles. You can barely find any pictures. The Kathy White shit is literally just washed off the internet. But I knew that he was the one who broke the story. So I'm like, can you give me some tea, some pictures? What all was posted on your site? Because it's not there. He told me that after he had posted that story, he said that was the most traffic he had ever gotten on his site. This was back in like 2011. Jay-Z's peoples basically threatened him. They sent him all types of legal paperwork, said he would be sued for everything he owned. He better take this down. They wanted everything wiped off the internet. And he was really scared. He was very scared at the time. He didn't want them roughing him up. But he was basically silenced and punked into deleting everything that he had. And they told him, you better not ever post that letter about Kathy White and this whole, mistress situation ever again. And he hasn't. And, he got so scared, he deleted everything. He deleted off his drive and all types of stuff. And when he told me that today, I was just like, wow, I didn't know it was that deep. I just caught him because I'm like, I really can't find anything, but I knew that he was one of the ones who would initially posted the stories. And when he told me the back end as to why it's not on his site and why it's not on a lot of sites, because I remember Diary of a Hollywood Street King, he was spilling all types of tea. I don't know what happened to his website. His website's been down for a while, but you can't find any of those archives concerning Jay-Z. So I say all that to say this. I say to put everything into context. If somebody is willing to threaten bloggers, to basically get stuff wiped off the internet, there's a mysterious death attached to him. We ain't seen or heard from Chanel Scott since. She ain't modeled or done anything else in the past 10 damn years. Don't even know what her son looks like now. He won't do the DNA test with, Ramir, aka Lazy. I don't for a second, disbelieve what this young girl is saying. Letitia Macer. I could very well see Jay-Z being her father. You know, so it's going to be very interesting to see how this plays out. I'm sure Jay-Z will ignore like he's done everybody else and then do stuff on the back end. But, you know, like I always say, where there's smoke, there's fire. And the thing that I don't understand is why can't he claim these kids? Let's say all of these three children, Ramir, Letitia, and the little boy in Trinidad, I don't know his name, but let's say all these kids were his. Why is that an issue? Some of these kids were here before he ever got with Beyonce, and the little boy was born before Blue Ivy, so why is that an issue? I believe that they're trying to cultivate an image for Queen Beyonce. I believe that's where all of this stems from. Not saying that Jay-Z's just not, you know, maybe just didn't want to be a father, doesn't want to take responsibility. That might be part of it too. But I believe a lot of this goes back to Beyonce's image. You know, Beyonce is very much about having a wholesome image and especially putting forth a certain likeness and a certain imagery for young people. So for her, I want to look like, you know, this man courted me, we fell in love, we got married, and then the baby came. You know, because that's how it's supposed to be. You know, me and Solange, we took a whole different route. Okay, we got pregnant as teenagers, then got married and divorced. Okay, that was me. Me and Solange, we share a similar story. Okay, but Beyonce shares that fairy tale story that doesn't happen to many people. You know, you fall in love, get married, then you have kids. Usually in the black community, it's the kids, then you try and fall in love, you know, hopefully get married, you know, try and see it through, and, you know, sometimes it just ends in divorce. Sometimes people stay together, but it's usually done backwards in our community, okay? So I believe that she's trying to put forth an image of perfection. And these outside children, these side babies by several different women, that does not jive with the Beyonce image. I'm not blaming Beyonce. This is just my conspiracy. Before you Beehive members get in y'all's feelings and call yourselves stinging me, I'm going to swat your ass first, okay? That's my conspiracy because it just doesn't make any sense. If these people happen to be his children, it's okay. People have kids before they get with other people sometimes. People are in previous relationships before they get with their main relationship that they want to be with. And I remember a lot of people swore up and down, Jay-Z would never cheat on Beyonce. Oh, how dare this funny looking bitch. She doesn't hold a candle to Beyonce. Oh, they were dragging Kathy White when that story came out. She doesn't hold a candle to Queen Beyonce. She's a liar. She's looking for attention. And then what happened? Okay, Lemonade came out where Beyonce was crying and boo-hooing and admitting that Jay-Z, you know what I'm saying, might have crept off with Becky with the good damn hair. And then Jay-Z dropped his album where he also talked about, you know, cheating on his queen. So these people are not perfect, but they want to put out their perfect image. So I say all that to say, where there's smoke, there's fire, and I'm kind of believing this Letitia girl. So I'm going to sit back, wait for some more evidence to come out and keep sipping my tea. But those are my thoughts on the whole Jay-Z's secret daughter situation. So anyways, you guys, let's go ahead and get the discussion popping. Go ahead and leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts on this entire messy situation, honey. How do you guys feel about this? Do you feel like Letitia Macer looks like Jay-Z and she very well could be his daughter? And then how do you feel about all these other, you know, secret kids allegedly that Jay-Z has? How do you guys feel about the Kathy White situation? Did you know anything about that before I spilled that tea? And then how do you feel about the blogs who were threatened and, you know, sent legal notices from Jay-Z's camp to basically wipe all the information off of the net because it worked? You can barely find anything on these people. Like I had to like dig, honey, just to find the few pictures and the few articles and screenshots that I have. Okay, so hope you guys enjoyed that. But yeah, you know, like I said, all this stuff is alleged. I have no proof. I wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't know who Jay-Z busted inside of. I wasn't there. So all this is alleged. We're going to go ahead and talk about it. So anyways, y'all, go ahead and leave a comment. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to thumbs up the video. Make sure you share it too, honey. Share my stuff, please. Okay? Please, 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 please. And last but not least, don't forget to hit that notification bell so that way you can be down with the notification squad. So let's go ahead and get the discussion popping. Go ahead and leave a comment. All right.